Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and it is time for the weekly update. So, just up front, there is not a lot that is new this week. No new units or mementos or anything like that. It's just a few EX levels, one of which appears to be crazier than the others. So, we'll dive into that first, and then there's a couple of other updates. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty slow week right before the anniversary. So we're going to look at the small amount of things that are new, and then we'll take a look at the banners, and I'm going to be doing some summoning as well. Thanks to the rather pleasant surprise of getting an extra discount ticket. I was really worried that was a bug at first, and I was like, I probably shouldn't spend this because I don't want to accidentally have something I shouldn't have and get banned. But then it turned out it was a gift. I don't know if it was intentional to begin with or not, but it's retroactively intentional. So enjoy that extra discount ticket. So I want to start with the Halloween horror hunt. As you guys may have noticed last week, Red 6, the new unit, did not have a weapon quest, which would have been fairly unusual for most Magni Story units get them, unless they have a memento that gives them a weapon. But anyway, there's a weapon for her, just regular style, and then there's also a Halloween weapon for her, as well as for Roxy, Zeng, and Emrys. So it's divided among 3 levels that are not what I would call hard. They are what I might call annoying and time-consuming, and very, very tailored for specific units with specific reactives. But yeah, first up, the EX1 is for Roxy and Zeng. Whoops, I wanted the magnifying glass. So you can get the shards for her gun and then Zeng's sword, and you are going to need to complete all of the milestones because, as you may know, a 5-star base gear requires 777 shards to transmute. And I know that sounds like a lot, and in the case of the Armor of Wrath and the Cloak of Wrath, whatever it was, those ones you actually have to farm out. But in this case, I think just 5 single player, 5 multiplayer should be good. I have done all of the single player milestones. I've not done all the multiplayer because it's fairly time consuming and you can't auto repeat multiplayer. So that it shouldn't be hard though, just time consuming. But one thing to note about this set of levels is that the units that they're intended for, so first we have Roxy and Zeng, then we have Emrys and Red. The enemies are going to have pretty strong resistances, both elementally and damage type wise, except for the type of unit they're intended for. So just as an example, the EX1 is filled with light elemented enemies that are resistant to everything except slash, and then water enemies that are resistant to everything against or everything except thunder missile. So they definitely want you to have the units. It's not unbeatable without those units by any stretch, but you'll save a lot of time by matching those elements if you don't have those characters specifically. Like the Zeng role especially could be taken by somebody like Bashini or Ikasa, or you could even maybe even throw Zahar in there. But they definitely are expecting you to have a potent reactive because there's just so many darn enemies. But yeah, sorry, that was more detail than I normally go into, but I was reading on Reddit, some people were kind of having trouble with it. Oh, also bring a Veiler. Definitely bring a Veiler. That is important because they've got map-wide CC, and nobody likes CC unless you're inflicting it. Okay, so that's it for the Halloween level. Then there's also this Resurrection of Wrath hard quest, which, if you're familiar with Lizards of the Lost Kingdom, the one that has the armor that you have to farm for like ever, this is a harder version of that. So yeah, it's the Cloak of Wrath. It's basically the female Dark Wrath equivalent of the Armor of Wrath. I checked this level out and I did not like what I saw. It was just like they do a ton of damage. They had what appeared to be curse CC. They just filled with demon enemies that have 40k health, and apparently slash and area attack aren't very strong, and they have powerful reactives that they say aren't very accurate, but they're 83% and they seem to hit every time, or at least most of the time. So I imagine that somebody on YouTube, maybe somebody like Invofang or Sinkal or someone who's like really good at doing map clears, will probably have a pretty good clear of that in the near future, if not already. And I'm wondering, what's the probability that Gerald is going to be involved? Because he's just that good. I know the anti-area effect might be an issue there, but that's one's still new, so I'm going to worry about that on a different day. Okay, what else? That's it for levels. There is one little thing in the daily quest. If you happen to be a little bit hard up for Zenny, it wouldn't make a huge difference, but it is an option. The Blanchette level is there. You probably want to have like minimum level 75 Blanchette to complete that, but if you happen to have the Zeba VCR, if you just like stick that and a regen armor on her and just let her run, you should be fine. It's a pretty easy level. You just got to kill some wolves and then you get some ingots. It's not a ton. I think it's like 1 or 2 rainbows and a few golds, but you know, if you're really strapped for Zenny, that's an option. And then another thing I wanted to point out, I didn't see it on the news at first, but I saw it kind of recently, was that Lamia, Anastasia, and Sabaretta have had some updates. Just scaling, a little bit of rebalancing, like making them a little more usable, like Lamia's move not affecting allies and giving her more crit damage, which is nice. I think Lamia can be an absolute lifesaver sometimes. I don't have Anastasia fully built, so I don't know how meaningful these buffs are, but I imagine more stats is always good. And then Sabaretta's is by far the most fun, because if you have the Dirk of Projection, it now gives you the ability to have him transform, like Zwei or Melodius or someone like that, where you get like 5 turns of better stats and new abilities. So you basically, if you ever wanted to play as one of those ogre demons, this is the thing for you. Because you can even do some of their trademark moves like laser and the elemental moves. So that's a thing. I don't know like what this means for Sabaretta in terms of his overall usability, because he's always been considered like, he's all right, I guess. He's like not unusable, but a little bit lacking. So I don't know if this can turn the tide for him, but if nothing else, it's probably kind of fun. All right, so that is about it for the content. So next we're going to move on to the banner overview. All right, and here we are at the banners. So the first one here is one of those promotional summons that's like discounted. Now, this is all normal pool. So yeah, it doesn't cost that many gems, but whether or not this would be worth your gems depends on how rounded out your collection is. If you're like me and you have literally all of the normal pool units and almost all of the normal pool mementos, probably not worth it. I'm not going to do it because, I mean, the best case scenario is I could maybe get Fury's or Ikasa's memento, but the chances of getting those in particular are very, very low. But if you're new, then it's a fairly cheap option to help round out your collection, because just having access to a bunch of normal pool units and a bunch of normal pool mementos is definitely good when you're new, because rounding out your collection is important, because it can be a game changer to get certain units and mementos. So yeah, new only for that one. Same thing with the 5-step banner. For anytime it's all farmable units, I would say if you're new, go for it. Otherwise, skip. And speaking of skip, we have 2 3-step unlimiteds. You guys know I hate these banners. Not much more to say on that at all. Those banners can just go be a garbage fire somewhere else. And now onto a banner that doesn't suck. We have one of these fun limit break banners. Then these are by far the most viable option as far as if you're a free-to-play player and you're especially like a discount ticket hoarder, because this is the last week for discount tickets for the month. So got to use them this week. This is a great way to use them. Like if nothing else, to do 4 steps for, 2k gems. Not bad at all. Now, I don't want to oversell it in the sense that like you can very, very easily just get nothing but old farmable units. But as far as at least the potential to get something good, it's definitely up there. And it's, as far as what you can get with your gems, it's really second only to a banner with like more specific guarantees or a paid banner. But if you're free to play, that's not an option. So For most people, I imagine if you've already spent all your discount tickets until now, this would be a good place to pop 2 of them. And if you have more than that, then you might consider just finishing this banner, because we're at the point where all of these global units are good, and if you don't have them, transmuting is an option. Otherwise, saving for enlightenment. I like all of these units, and so I think you can't go wrong there. And then below that, we have a banner that to me looks like a trap. I mean, I don't know what the rationale behind this was, because I don't think this is worth pulling on at all. Because only, let me see, let me double check. Yeah, Klima's and Kevin's. 2 units who are not exactly what I call game changers. Now, I am working on Kevin, because if you remember my horrific MOA banner experience, I did end up getting a copy of that memento. And just out of sheer curiosity, I've started raising him. It hasn't quite borne fruit yet, but I will see if it does once I get some more shards of him. But yeah, it's just like these are all normal pool except for 2, and the 2 that you can get aren't particularly amazing. Like, yeah, Kudenstein's is good if you can get it max limit breaks and get the leader skill from that. You know, I think he's awesome, at least situationally. But a lot of these other ones are either like okay at best. Like, would you really need 6 of the same one? I don't know. I guess because they're doing kind of a Ratharis theme or something. I would not. I think you are throwing your gems away if you do this banner. Because like, if you really want a guaranteed 5-star memento, you have this one below it that's from Magna Historia. You could do it that way. I think you'd be better off. I think the limited mementos in this pool are more valuable than the limited in the one above. It's just weird. There's sometimes where I just wonder, like, how did you get past the rough draft phase? Because you guys don't have a dude working at Gumi to be like, guys, this banner's terrible. Nobody's going to pull on this. I mean, sadly, some people might, but I hope not too many people did. I hope if my advice is in any way valuable, it's at times like this where I say, don't throw your gems away and be sad. And then I think that was it for the new ones. Sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent there. But yeah, this 9-step, I think it could be pretty good if you know what you're looking for. The only one I have of this group is Siegfried's, and it's all right, I guess. The more slash mod is good. My understanding is that Shion's and Asuka's and Minerva's are all really, really good for their units, though. So it's one of those, if that's what you want and you've been saving your gems for that, then it's a great time to get it, and you might get a bonus along the way. And then speaking of, because the Zeng banner from last week is still around, and because we got 2 discount tickets, it's looking like I'm going to be doing that. Because I really want Zeng's memento, and then the chance to get Emers's as well, combined with the heavily discounted cost of the total 9 steps, I think that's too good for me to pass up. But we'll get to that in the summoning section. But yeah, so the crappy 3-step banners plus Zeng's, and then the gear banner that I definitely didn't even mention last time. That grain shield is new. I don't remember what it does and how much we should care. M defense, dex, sleep res. Greatly raises missile attack res for ally units around self for 2 turns. Yeah, no, I'm gonna forget that exists almost immediately. So yeah, so the banners are not that great. So if you saved like all your discount tickets for now, I would say either one of the Magni Historia memento banners or the Enlightenment Limit Break banner, because everything else just seems like a waste of gems. So yeah, I hope you guys like global units, because those are the options for this week. And then here's the thing about discount tickets. Like, they cut off 2,000 gems, and then you can do a step for 5,000 gems. But if you think that the marginal cost of spending those 500 gems, it just outweighs the benefit of whatever you potentially could have gotten, then it's not the worst thing in the world to just let a discount ticket go. That's not usually something I do, because I can usually find some benefit to it. But if you're like really saving for anniversary and that's your best bet, I think that's an option. Like if you're just anti Magna Historia. But okay, that is enough for banners. So Now let's move on to the summoning part. Okay, and now it is time for some summoning. So as I said earlier, I want to get Zengi's Memento, and the extra discount ticket has helped that happen. Under normal circumstances, I probably would have summoned on the Enlightenment banner. Like if we'd only gotten one discount ticket, probably just 2 steps. Or if this banner wasn't here anymore, 4 steps. But I think it's worth it, because getting a total of 8,000 gems off of the banner that's worth it to me. I can finish this up in the worst case scenario, get the Zengi Memento, and still be above 50k gems. And for one of my favorite units with the potential to get an Alchemist Memento, that's worth it to me. So yeah, let's get this ball rolling. First discount ticket. Hopefully this goes better than the last time I did a Memento banner. Alright, and go. I'm wondering, will it take the entire banner? Or will I get... Oh, I wasn't making videos back then, but when I really wanted Soul's Memento, I got it like 3 steps in. That was like one of the only times that's ever happened to me. Otherwise, I have to like go big or go home. But you never know. But let's first skip through all of these blue guys. I have no idea how many vision coins I have at this point, but October is almost over, so if you are gunning after a relief, definitely, and you have enough mementos to cash in, get that relief before the month is over. I think I might be good on Lost Blue reliefs, at least as far as Soul's Memento, second Memento would go once that comes out. Ooh, here's the red one. Oh, nice! Well, that is, yeah, alright, well, already better than the last time I did a 9-step, because, oh man, good times. Kind of derailed whatever I was going to say, but yeah, Emrys Memento. I really like Emrys also. I've been using him a lot more extensively in the past week, either with just magic teams in general, or just water magic, or even a few times with water physical. I've kind of testing like how much his water res down can impact units like Onkt and Ren, and I just say Onkt, Onk and Ren, and I definitely been enjoying it so far. Yeah, this is nice. I wonder if this means, though, that I will have to go to the end to get Zhang's. But you know what? Even if I do, it's already worth what it would cost to me. So this has been a very positive experience. It's funny, I like spend like 7 minutes just like trashing the banners overall, and then have a good experience. It's kind of funny. All right, very last discount ticket of the month. And it's going to be hard to beat that last roll, but we'll see what happens. And of course, I will skip it if it's not red. Oh, it's red. Oh, right, 4+. All right, I guess we'll watch the whole thing, because they can change. I'm assuming that's why they do these, because like on their face, like getting all 4-star mementos is, hey, look, it's Onk again. Not that great. It's like, all right, it's like what, 5 vision coins instead of 1. Pretty much, most people are gonna have all of them by now. Maybe not like Waginau's, but yeah, I don't know. It's I assume the appeal is that they can change, and so you're like, ooh, any of them could change, because if if in most case you get like 9 blues, then it's like, oh, there's no real tension there. But I guess a slight increase in the total number of vision coins is also a little bit appealing. All right, what's the red one going to be? Oh, all right. Well, so much for the 9-step. This is the best luck I've had on a memento banner in some time. Ah, God, look at that. Got Zhang being edgy, and both Asuka and Xian looking gorgeous. Ah, man, that is great. and some yellow none of us care about because we already finished the stuff. So yeah, that is really good. So if you guys weren't here for last week, I got Roxanne's memento for the first time on, I think, step 1 of the banner when I did the first 2 steps. So that's 3 out of 4 of the featured mementos in 4 steps? Yeah, that's, I don't even know what to say other than yay. Oh man. Get some slash mod, HPP attack, and some other stuff. Oh man. Now, from what I understand, this memento is a lot more valuable at max limit break. And I don't know if that's going to happen with me or not, because I still kind of got my brain on Lost Blue when it comes to where I'm hoarding my reliefs. But still an option for the future. So yeah, there's no real reason for me to continue doing that banner. So we're going to end it here. But yeah, I hope you guys have really good luck this week too. And, you know, even if this week is not so great, anniversary is around the corner. So I imagine everyone's going to be at least a little happy once all the dust has settled from that. So yeah, I will see you guys next time.